the SBA will fight to the end and lead the way, yeah. Sing out together. These are sky blue days. These are sky blue days. The CBS and the SBA will fight to the end and lead the way, yeah. Sing out together. These are sky blue days. These are sky blue days. The CBS and the SBA will fight to the end and lead the way, yeah. Sing out together. Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Sky Blue Fans TV Special Edition. We are all happy. Can we believe it? It's just not a normal day as a Coventry City fan. This is just unbelievable. We've had 2 signings this week. Great young talent. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter earlier. I've posted some videos up of the 2 young lads that have signed today and yesterday. And Doug King has finally been agreed to manage, own our football club, which is superb. And not only that, the icing on the cake, Tim Fisher has left. Blimey. Unbelievable. What a day. What a week. And we're only on Tuesday. What's going to happen tomorrow? Who's coming in? Anyway, I'm Miles and you're watching Sky Blue Fans TV. This is a special edition tonight. We are all over the moon. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. We've got another 11 months yet to go till Christmas. But yeah, it's Christmas, early Christmas present for us all. Anyway, listen, I'm going to get on with tonight because I know there's a lot of fans out there that are really, really happy and they want to talk to us tonight. So first of all, we're going to get a couple of regulars on first to do with Sky Blue Fans TV, members of our cast and our stream and our Twitter and our Facebook. They're absolutely superb. So I'm going to introduce you to them. First of all, we've got Victoria Oakes. Good evening, Victoria. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good, Miles. Very good.
Are you as excited as I am?
I'm not sure it's possible because it seems like you're bouncing off the stick, but I am very excited.
I've been bouncing up and down since the announcement. Well, since this afternoon, actually, when we found out about the young Man City lad. I'll get to his names in a minute. It's just been so much going on. I keep forgetting everyone's names, but I mean, blimey.
Not easy names either, are they, unfortunately?
I know. How's Clive going to cope? I don't know. Now, listen, he's on the road. He's working tonight. So I'm going to introduce him. He's our regular. He's my travelling partner. Everywhere we go, we make a noise, don't we, Ken? Good evening, Ken Stewart.
Good evening. We certainly do, mate. Yeah, I had to come on tonight, even though I'm on the M40 currently, the other side of Banbury, driving on the M40 in the rain, but I can hear you loud and clear, and I thought I had to come on for the good news. And about time we had a bit of good news, innit? Cheered us all up.
Yeah, blimey. In it just. Listen, what you're driving tonight? Are you driving that expensive Range again that's really quiet?
No, I'm in just an F-Pace today, which is just a normal Jaguar F-Pace. Nothing too flashy.
Oh, it is nice for me. I wouldn't mind one of them. Now, listen, we've got some special guests on tonight. We're having an issue with one of them, Dave. First of all, I'm going to try him in a minute, see if we can get him in. But we've got a couple of guests, one that hasn't been on for a while, and we've got a new guest coming on. A young lad who comes to the away games with us. He's a mate of Will's. I'm going to introduce you tonight to Jack. Good evening, Jack.
Good evening, Miles. How are you all doing?
Hi, Jack.
Oh, mate, unbelievable. How are you feeling?
Absolutely buzzing. It's an early birthday present. I've turned 18 next week. I'm absolutely buzzing. I cannot wait. It's a brand new chapter for Coventry City, so I'm over the moon. Operation Premiership is a go.
With the 2 signings we just signed, I think it could be.
Yeah. Seen some highlights. Both look very tasty. That's all I have to say. You know.
Oh, it's brilliant. Being such a young lad as well, this must be like dream come true, isn't it?
Absolutely, because I wasn't even born when like Coventry City were playing in the like top flight, you know. So I have only really seen Coventry City from League One dropping down to League Two, glories of winning the like Checker Trade Trophy, League Two playoffs, winning League One, and now back up to like Championship. This is the best Coventry City team that I've seen in my lifetime. That's to say, you know, like, so it can only get better from here, hopefully, you know.
Brilliant.
Good
Listen,
stuff.
we'll come back to you in a minute, mate. We'll come
No
back to you in a
worries.
minute. Right, so now we're going to introduce Russ Watkin. How are you, mate?
Good evening, everybody.
You all right?
Yes, I'm in a pretty good mood today. Yes, very good mood after last night and just today. What's happening today?
Brilliant. And it's just great news today, isn't it?
Well, I think it's been lingering, and there's been doubts and doubts. You're thinking, well, what is it? Is it going to get over the line? Is there something that, you know, they've found somewhere? But having met the guy last night and spoke to him, and he made a statement to us last night, and the statement's come true today. So there we go.
Brilliant. Now, listen, we're going to introduce a fellow fan who's been on a few times. He's England mad. His first time at Dillon's at the weekend. I can't believe it. He showed his face in Dillon's. We're going to introduce Dave Percival. If it works. Are you there, Dave? Is he there? He's not there. He's busted again. He's busted. Anyway, we'll come to him in a minute. So, listen, what we're going to talk about. I mean, we'll come to you first, Jack. Being such a young fan, I was on the BBC CWR podcast the other week, and I was on with Katie Stafford, and she said in her lifetime of being a Coventry City fan, you can't imagine what she's seen in her life, you know, with relegation, Checker Trade finals, takeovers, pitch fiasco, no club shop, playing in Birmingham, playing in Northampton, playing in Burton. I mean, this is dreams come true, isn't it, mate? To be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I started following like City, like actually supporting them, it was just after we left Northampton and we returned back in Coventry, and my very first match was when we beat Gillingham 1-0, and we absolutely sold out the Rico, right?
Yeah.
And so I basically joined when everything was on the up, then went to absolute chaos through Stephen Presley leaving, loads of different managers, going down to League Two, and then Mark Robbins coming in, seeing some good times, and then we have the pitch fiasco, stadium bids, club bids, like it's all happening, and hopefully the result shall be a good one in the like long run, you know.
Brilliant. And Victoria, we'll come on to you because I know you can't stay very long.
Yeah, sorry.
But listen, Victoria, I mean, you know, we've been through this, haven't we? You know, all the turmoil and everything. But I mean, we had such a bad start to the season where everything went on. This is the icing on the cake, isn't it?
That's it, isn't it? And I think, I mean, ultimately, like Jack said, all those things that we've been through is why we enjoy the good times so much. I mean, if it's all good all the time, then how do you know? But we have to cherish the good times because we have enough of the bad times, don't we? And but this timing just seems really perfect because January is quite a key time, isn't it, in a football season for like morale and momentum. And I think like the fact that this is really going to create a buzz amongst the fan base because people are really happy about what's happening, just at the right time where people think, yeah, we can really kick on now for the rest of the season. And a lot of football is about, I mean, there's obviously about what you got on the pitch, but it's also just about momentum, a bit of luck, a bit of good feeling, and all of that we can take forward now. I think so. It just feels like a really good. So, whilst it's been a worry that we've been waiting so long for this, actually the timing now is perfect in my view that we can now just kick on. Two cracking signings already on like these two loan lads. I mean, that's a great bit of business. And yeah, so exciting times.
Brilliant. Listen, now I think we got Dave. Are you there, Dave? You can't get Dave.
We can see
How
it.
you
We
doing,
can't
mate?
hear.
Can you hear us? What's going on? He can normally hear us. We'll come back to him in a minute. Sort it out. Log back in. Listen, Russ.
piece of
Now
steak
listen,
you know.
Russ. You've seen a lot more than we have, haven't you, mate? You've seen loads more than we have. I mean, how does this up there with what you've seen over the years of following the Sky Blues?
Well, there's been a lot of dark times, hasn't there? There's been a lot of dark times with the city, and I have to raise the name Sisu again, and you know it's hung there in the background for a long time. And we had this news, there's a post hire that he was really keen. Then it seemed to go quiet, whatever, and it's been easy. And we're thinking, oh yeah. But I think it's a fantastic boost, especially as Vicky says, this time of the year, it's going to be a huge boost. And after the weekend, whether you were embarrassed or not, I wasn't embarrassed, to be quite frank. I thought that for the last 25 minutes, you absolutely battered them. And on another day, we would have won. But it's a great boost for everybody. And I say, having spoken to the guy last night and what he told me and a few little hints what he made, everything he said so far, what he said to me last night is true. So it can only be onwards and upwards, as we said. The Sky Blue Project, that's what he's called it, the Sky Blue Project.
And I mean, for me, it's just something. This is, I mean, we were getting excited at Christmas that the shop was back open, just an everyday normal life that we were getting excited about, just normal things, and yet this is all of it after the Wrexham defeat. It's a shame it didn't happen a week ago, and it just before Wrexham. But as you say, I weren't embarrassed about the last half an hour of the game. I thought we played out of our skins, especially with 10 men. But as I said the other night, when we played that game at kickoff, we were playing with 9 men. So we ended up playing with 10 anyway. So it don't matter, does it? We're going to bring Ken in. Ken, you there, mate?
Yes. Yes, good evening, good evening all. Yeah.
So listen, Ken, how's this make you feel, mate? I mean, it's superb, isn't it, mate? I mean, all the years you've been going, how does this rate up there with what you've seen over the years?
Fantastic, and as Russ said, I mean, we've the older ones have seen a lot of the ups and downs over the years, and it's just nice to get a bit of good news. And I just hope that he keeps to his promises. You know, I mean, I haven't spoken to him. Russ has spoken to him, and obviously he's had a good chat with him, and he seems to come across as a good guy, which let's hope he does, and I hope he keeps his promises, and I hope we keep the players that we need to keep in January for the club to move forward, and bring in the new players and the new bodies that we need desperately at the moment to help the team. So, yeah, very exciting, and it's all looking good, and let's hope it stays that way.
Brilliant. I totally agree. I think we all agree with that, don't we, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dave, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey there, mate, you all right?
Yay!
Can you hear me? Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Happy days.
What you doing?
Happy days, eh? Happy days. I told you last night, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Told you last night it was happening.
Brilliant. So
Yeah,
I mean, how does it... We were just talking to Russ about, you know, all the years you've been following the Sky Blues. How does today sum up where all those good times we've had in the past and all the bad times? How does today make you feel? Well, not just today, but yesterday with a signing this afternoon, and then Doug King announcement, and then Tim Fisher going. How does it make you feel, mate?
I can't hear you now. It keeps going off. I reckon it's the excitement.
How does it make you feel?
I reckon it's the excitement of all the day. Yeah, today's been a good day, isn't it? 2 good signings as well. So yeah, Fisher gone.
Yeah, I put a post up earlier, just a picture of Tim Fisher.
I can't.
And the amount of people that were just put, I don't know, gifs up or whatever you want to call them. It's quite funny, you know what I mean? There's a skeleton waving bye-bye and all that sort of thing. So it's just brilliant stuff. I mean, we're going to go on to the players now. Victoria, I mean, 2 cracking signings. Just looking at one of them now, Joshua Wilson-Esbrand. Now, I know you know a Man City fan, don't you?
I do, yeah. So I was talking to her about because when we signed Callum Doyle in the summer, I asked about that, and she said, "Well, we don't know a lot about him. He's sort of in the under-23s, but it seems that Josh is a little bit more advanced. I mean, I understand he's already played a couple of games in the Champions League, hasn't he, as a sub for so he's obviously very well thought of by Pep. He looks like a cracking player. She said that they think he's really good. So, I mean, it doesn't look like it's somebody that they're looking to loan out with a view to selling. It looks like they're looking to loan him out with a view to just developing him, ready for him going back at some point. So I think he's somebody that probably in a few years we can look back on sort of proud and think that we added to his development. But we just have to make the most of that for the next 6 months, don't we? Having that sort of player on the books, really. But yeah, two really exciting wing backs there that really offer quite a lot going forward, don't they? So that's exciting bit of business.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I've seen some clips today, and I'm astonished that we've managed to get Brooke Norton-Duffy.
I think
Arsenal,
as well.
I mean,
I think as well the fact that we play these kids and the fact that we play decent football is really helping. I mean, if we can get teams like Man City and Arsenal and Chelsea to think, where do we want to send our young kids out to, and they think of us. That's just, I mean, like going forward, that's just such a great bit of business to have done, isn't it? So that, I mean, so Pep's obviously thought, well, they've done a good job with Callum Doyle. I'm happy to let another high-rated player go to them. I mean, that's just cracking from our perspective, because we can't afford. I mean, you're talking tens of millions for these sorts of players, aren't you? Even as youth players. So to get them through the door as a loanee, it's just cracking, really. So I'm pretty buzzing about that. And the fact that Callum, Josh, and the lad from Arsenal all know each other through like England and 23 setups is so we've got 3 out of 5 defenders that all know each other, even though they're all loanees. So that's great as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was looking when we interviewed Callum last week. I was looking at some information about Callum, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if we did get to the Premier League, we could possibly tempt him to come and sign for us. We even asked him the question while he was there last week, and his value is about £4.5 million. That's not unreachable, is it? It's not unreachable.
I think Callum's probably the one out of all of them that we could do a deal with. I think that would be nice, because I really rate him. I've been really impressed with him so far this season. He's just got that little bit of class about him, hasn't he? And that would be, if it was someone we could get over the line as a permanent, I'd be really happy with that.
Yeah. And look, Russ, we'll come to you, mate. These 2 lads that have come in, you got Josh, you got Brooke. I mean, we've been crying out for another Matson, haven't we? We've been crying out for another Matson. What I've seen so far, I think we got 2, and probably better. Yeah. They look stronger. They look their physique. They look a bit more physical. They look a bit more solid. Do you think that?
Well, look, you just got to look at the pedigree of the teams that they've come from, and as Vicky states, they've both had England under-18s from there, under 20s. But I'm purposely now going to take a loan out to have Joshua, Darius, Kimani, Wilson, Esbrand put on the back of a shirt.
Hey, it'll only cost you a tenner. Do you remember the days we used to charge you per letter?
Per letter,
I mean, Huckabee, that was too long, wasn't it? Oh, dear.
Exactly. No one wanted it, did they? Or McAllister.
It's okay. It fit across my 3XL back anyway, so it's okay. It's full name. It's we can attract again because of the style of football. I think obviously Mark and Vivash are a good point to drag players in. The quality of football that we're playing, and they know that they'll get their heads down and be educated and play to a good standard with us. And the football we play obviously is an aid to bring these players in. We start an attractive players from this standard, Man City's, your Arsenals and whatever. It's obviously another positive on a positive, isn't it? It just puts doubts on certain areas again, doesn't it? Well, how does Bidwell sit amongst this now or whatever? And it's, I don't know. It's I think
suppose the advantage with Bidwell, Russ, is that I thought that towards the tail end of last season, I don't know what you thought, but I thought towards the tail end of last season when he was playing as left centre-back, it was probably some of his best games for us. So that gives us some cover as a centre-back now, doesn't it?
Yeah, Vicky, I was just about to say the same as you. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
It's a cracking comment. Yeah, I think he's better suited perhaps to that position. I think I've got a problem with Dabo at the moment, and I know it sounds horrible, but I still say that he's never fully recovered from that bad hamstring injury that he had, and I think it's still in the back of his mind. I don't think he's ever been fully fit. I don't think he's ever been fully fit since that injury, to be honest. But yeah, it's another positive. And again, the man said last night there's more signings to come. So.
Do you know what? I was talking to Will earlier, Jack. I'll tell you this one, mate. I was talking to Will earlier, and I says, do you know what would be really nice now? I said, if we go and get Campbell, because he's fallen out of favour, right? And it's the reason I pulled this up, right, is because we just had a comment come in. Let me get the comment up. Yeah, look. So, Sky Blue Sam's put rumours. We bid for Campbell from Norwich. As he's out of favour and his contract is up in the summer. Now, that is really spooky, Sky Blue Sam, and I mean this is a God's honest truth. When we heard about Josh, I said to Will, I says, go after Campbell because he's fallen out of favour at Norwich. The people to get the best back into Campbell because he's lost his way. When he went to Bournemouth, he lost his way a little bit. And the best people to get the best out of him is Dennis Lawrence, Adi Vidash and Mark Robbins. Bring him in there, be beautiful. With these two new wing backs, it'd be superb. But Bidwell will be brilliant at the back. Absolutely brilliant. Jack, going to bring you in, mate. Your thoughts? I mean, these lads, you seen Matson last season. He was absolutely superb for us, bit lightweight. But these lads look big. They look big, solid lads, don't they?
Big, but also pacey. So I think like Matson, right? Wilson-Esbrand. I have seen the highlights, and I've seen he's played in an FA Cup match with the first team, and during that game he seemed really confident taking on players a bit like Vic, how Vic goes out wide, cuts in, and puts a ball in, right? So hopefully, if Esbrand can cut in and put a ball in and it lands at Vic's feet, then hopefully that can keep him central and stop him going out wide. Because at the moment, when he's up front on his own, I feel like he does a bit too much, like he wants to do everything. So maybe having some more pacey and more flair players on each wing, feeding him, giving him a bit of support could do him really, really good. And I've seen some of the clips where they cut inside as well, and they're not scared. They're not scared to pick it up wide and then cut inside and run with the ball. They're not scared to run with the ball, which is what we miss sometimes, don't we? We do miss that. I'm just going to I'm going to bring Ken in. Ken, you still there, mate? So I have to mute you because of the road noise, mate.
No problem. Yeah, it's quite.
You've heard the conversation there. What do you make to it all so far? To the conversation about the new lads coming in with the replacement for the likes of Matson that we had, and they look a bit pacey and tasty.
They do, yeah. I mean, I've seen a couple of the highlights. They do look quite good players. I mean, very exciting players, which is what we want. I think they'll play the way they suit our play, the way we play. I think they'll be ideal additions into the team, and I can't wait to see them in action, to be fair.
He's dropped. We'll see if he comes back in a minute. Let's just bring a quick comment up. Where's Reese? Reese Small, one of our regulars who couldn't get on tonight, bless him. Good evening, Reese. He's 2 sets, Ken. Delighted for us fans, delighted for Robbins and his team. Let's hope he gets the resources he needs to get back up to the Premier League. Absolute superb comment, love it. So, Ken, you were saying, mate, you dropped out a little bit on the old M40 there.
Oh, right, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just saying that the players look exciting. The ones we've brought in so far, they look exciting.
He's dropped again. Right, we'll come back to him again in a minute. Another comment. Nations Radio. Good evening, Tony. How are you, mate? Good to see you watching, mate. Norwich have turned down a bid from an unnamed championship club. Apparently, that's what Sky Sports are saying. Yeah,
really?
Sky. Yeah, that's what Sky Sports are saying. So, yeah, that's something I said. So, sorry, Ken, you dropped out again on the M40 there.
Oh,
so
did I?
What was you saying, mate?
Yeah, so I'll try and. Yeah, basically, I was just saying that it looks exciting. The players we've got, that Robbins has brought in, looks exciting. That I think they'll play the way we want to play. They're young lads, they're hungry, and they want to further their careers. So I think it's the ideal place to come to. Plus, I also think Robbins has got other players lined up, ready to push the button on. So hopefully, he'll bring them in the next 24 to 48 hours, and it won't look too bad. You know, us going to Burnley on Saturday, we might have a bit of a stronger squad. You never know.
I think there's going to be 4 players by Saturday. We've had 2. I've just got a sneaky feeling. After last Saturday, I think Robbins has got a bee in his bonnet and he's got his bit between his teeth and he's just gonna go mental and he's gonna, like he said, people were knocking on his door, why aren't I playing? And he turned around and said, well, that's why that performance. And sorry, lads, I'm going out to get 4 or 5 players. You're out the picture. That's what I could see happening. Do you know what? I was going away to work. Go on.
He'll do that, won't he? He's not scared to do that. He's done that, as you say, he's done that with Shipley. He's done that with Max Piamu. He's done that with several players over the years. Fans' favourites, if you like. He's not he's not scared to make decisions like that, and I think there's a few there that'll be looking over their shoulder, you know, after the weekend.
Yeah, with these 2 lads coming in, I just think there's something really fresh about it. I mean, I was on my way to work this morning. Will was next to me. It was pouring down with rain. It was a miserable morning. I was running a little bit late because I had to take him straight to the college door. And I said, I'm really not looking forward to Saturday. And then this afternoon, the mood's just suddenly changed. It's amazing what
I bet you are
news
now.
brings.
Yeah,
oh, bloody hell, yeah, definitely. I can't wait. Let's just crack on with some more comments here. What's this here? So we got here from computer's running really slow tonight. Kevin Quinn. Do we think Doug and Mike can work together? Could be very good for the city if they can. PUSB. Thoughts on that, Russ? Do you think they can work together?
I would hope so. As businessmen, yeah, you know, you're not going to be sort of trying to rub each other's noses or upset each other. I should imagine that there'll have to be a working agreement between the 2 parties. And I would hope. I don't see Ashley as the big bad sometimes, but I think, yeah, it's going to be a working relationship and relationship obviously that will develop and aid the stadium and us fans as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and Victoria, I think Doug King comes across as if he's the sort of person that could be quite ruthless, but also be very negotiable, not like Cece, where they were very stubborn. Do you think that comes across that way?
Yeah, he just seems like a decent business. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I've never met him in person. I've only seen like clips and stuff. But my first impression, even going back to November when they first announced it, was like I felt positive about it. I got good vibes from him, and nothing's really changed from that perspective. And it seems that. I don't feel like he's somebody that's going to go out their way to make things difficult, and that's what's been happening, hasn't it? Unfortunately, the football club, between like the club and the council and all the different issues that have gone on, people have been trying to make it difficult for other parties. And what we just need is 2 different businessmen with their respective businesses to work together for the benefit of Coventry, and also to the benefit of themselves. Because if Doug and Ashley can get on, then they're both going to make money, aren't they? Because if we've got a successful football club getting into the Premier League, we're going to be raking in like revenue from the Premier League. The ground's going to be full, so Ashley's going to be like happy because there's going to be loads of business coming in. So it's for the best of everybody, isn't it? Like there's no need to be getting all like argumentative with each other. So you just hope that they can both see that. and move forward together, and that's for the benefit of the fans as well, then, isn't it? We can just stop worrying about we don't have to worry about behind the scenes stuff anymore. We can just get on with enjoying our football, and that's what we want, really, isn't it? We don't want all this drama all the time.
No, definitely not. Now, Jack,
sorry, Mars, we have to go now. Sorry.
Okay.
So nice to chat to you all, guys, and I'll see you soon.
Take care, Victoria. Thanks for coming on.
See you.
Take it easy. Jack, just talking about the fans there.
Yep.
I mean, we were talking a couple of months ago. We said if the deal gets deal gets done, we were on our way to Reading. I think me, you, your dad, and Martin, and that we're all in the car, and we were saying if the deal gets done, how many fans do you think will be at the first home game? Now we've got Norwich on telly, and the tickets are £33 for an adult. I mean, do you think we can pack it out?
I think it'll be a good crowd. Norwich is a good team. They're an ex Premiership team. Everybody's on cloud nine. I think we'll easily get 25 plus. I think the one thing that might turn some people turn people off from coming, right, is potentially weather and the price. We just adds Christmas, which is a very expensive time of year. I do hope with Mike Ashley owning the stadium and with Doug King taking over, if we can get more people in, ticket prices becoming more affordable for the general people, because it is getting a little bit stupid, and I think everybody knows this. 33 quid a ticket, it's taking the mickey.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit pricey now.
Yeah.
Even Saturday is quite expensive, including the coach travel. Now listen, we got Ken. I mean, if you're still there, Ken. Yeah, he's still there. I mean, we're just talking about ticket prices and. Yeah, just talking about ticket prices and the attendance for the Norwich game. How do you think people are going to react to this? Do you think that we are going to get a few going up there? Or do you think we're going to get another way of doing it, buying a half-season ticket and getting a cheaper price? Do you think we'll sell more season tickets?
Yeah, possibly. There's definitely going to be a few more come up, because they'll be interesting to see what sort of effect Doug will have on the team and stuff, especially if Robbins gets the players in that gets the fans excited. There's no doubt about it. The fans will come up, whatever. But I do think they need to look at the pricing and get the pricing right. Maybe lower it. I mean, I think £25 fair. I don't think anything should be above £25 personally. I think that should be the max. When you start charging £30 and £33, you're going a bit too expensive. I think £25 should be max. I think people will pay that. They look at that, and I don't think any reason why they can't get. I mean, we've got had some good attendances so far this season. We're in and around the 20,000 mark on average, aren't we? So I think they can get a few. I mean, obviously the Norwich game's on telly as well, so that might distract a few people, and it all depends on the weather as well. But if Robbins gets the right players in, and we start picking up results wise. That ground could be full every week. There's no doubt about that. It's a one city club, so the potential's there. We all know the potential's there. It's just getting the people back up there and supporting the team, and the club have got a big job on their hands to try and do that and keep them there. Yeah,
brilliant. Right, listen, we're just going to take a quick ad break, and then we'll come straight back, and we're going to talk about who do you think we're going to sign? So we're just going to take a quick break from our sponsors.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Milesy. I'm joined tonight by Ken Stewart. Are you still there, Ken?
I'm still here, mate.
And we're joined by
Still
Russ
here.
Watkin. How are you, mate? You still there? Yeah, he's just put his hand
Good,
up
mate.
yet. And Jack, you're still there, mate.
Yep, alive and well.
Brilliant. Now listen, I've just got to read this comment out first because this is just cracking me up just seeing it. It's from Mick Davenport. Ken, as your missus kicks you out, what are you doing in the car? He ain't got a missus.
No, I ain't got a missus. That's why I'm in the car. No, I'm at work. As you know, Miles, I'm at work.
Yeah. Now listen, we've got a comment coming. So we're going to talk about who do you think we should sign. I got a message here from Hadders666. Big, strong centre half who puts his head on everything has surely got to be a priority. A backup striker for Vic, as will cost if he gets injured, and we will be in trouble because we haven't got anyone to fill his boots. We'll come to you first, Russ. What do you think? Where do you think he's got two wing backs now? What would you like to see?
I think we need another forward, possibly a midfielder for the back, up and down, centre. Two names I've heard on the grapevine are obviously he's been mentioned before. Is Patterson at Swansea? I know we've been keen on him before, and I also understand Josh Windass has been passed around a bit as a possibility. He scored a few goals, played at decent standard, scored against Newcastle on Saturday, didn't he? Scored two, could have had a hat-trick on Saturday. I suppose he must have in mind who he obviously wants, because Doug said last night that there'll be more coming in. We're going to push the boat out, and Vic. We don't want to get, it's again question marks over Vic, in it. Would we take the money? Would we take the money if it comes in for him? Big decent money. Otherwise, we burn him out on trying what he's doing on his own at the moment. Now, I was told God was 3 weeks today, but obviously somebody else has said different, that he's going to be a bit longer, 4 or 5 weeks away.
Yeah, I mean, last week the lad said he wasn't even on the grass yet, so he is still quite far away. But then they did say once you get on the grass, it moves quite quickly. So he could be 3 weeks. So.
Usually I'll sometimes get an early view of players returning from injury, because obviously with me being sighted at the Higgs 3 times a week, we train more or less the same time as a lot of the players do. We see a lot of the lads who are coming from injury and whatever, or returning from injury, your Kellys and whatever, and your Goddens in the past even, that you speak to them as they're on the way back. And you do, you're not going to get the full info, but if they say we're 3 or 4 weeks away, it's usually pretty spot on. And that's what I heard about Matty Godden, that he'd told somebody privately that he was going to be about 3 weeks away. So
no, I'm just looking at the age of Windass. He's 29 and Patterson's 31. Now we've tried it with experience before. It hasn't really worked. Look, you've only got to look at Waggy and people like that, and Kelly coming back from injury now, he's knocking on a little bit. Do you think that's the sort of age we need to be going for? Do you think we need that?
But I know players go on for longer now, don't they? Players last longer now because of the fitness schedule and the health schedule, all the science that goes into football nowadays. So the only thing that keeps repeating with us, we get so many bloody injuries. It's unbelievable.
It's awful.
Amazing the amount of injuries we get, and silly things. I felt sorry for poor old Tavares on Saturday. He got his start, didn't he? He broke the line a couple of times, and then nothing turned, bang, Achilles, innocuous, gone. He's gone. You're never gonna. Waghorn, I'm still. Well, I know what your situation with Waghorn is. Still, I don't know. At times, I don't know what to think. Does he need a run of games? But when he has a run of games, he doesn't do them. You know, it never happens, does it, for him? So
He's had a run of games and he hasn't done anything, so he has to.
No. Now, I was a bit disappointed with people sort of nailing Kelly down a little bit on Saturday. I think there's still a part that he can play experience-wise. But again, he's had loads of injuries, isn't he? He's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Matty's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
You know, it's I know it's part of football, but those are the two names that I'd heard bantered around. But obviously, there must be people in mind, like you're saying. Cantwell's been mentioned now as a possibility. It's putting that rod out and fishing out and get the right fish on the end, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Now, Jack, I'm going to come to you. You were shaking your head then when we mentioned about the age. We were mentioning about the age. I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, 29, 31-year-olds, when we've got such a young team who are really hungry for it. Do you think these older players have got the hunger?
Well, I mean, just look at Arsenal, right? Like, they are bringing loads of young players, and they are gelling really, really well, and they're top of the Premier League, 5 points clear, right? I personally believe youth is the way forward. Tavares, right? We all held him as the next big prospects, right? It's such a shame when he gets his first chance, 30 minutes in, he gets a ruptured Achilles. Such a shame. But there's other players, such as Bapanga. We haven't seen a lot of him, right? Jack Burrows has been playing a lot more this season, and he has been outstanding. He was my man of the match at Watford, without a doubt. Watford's a massive club, right? And it was a great win. Personally, he is who I'd say has been our best right wing back all season. Dabo hasn't cut it this season. He hasn't been the same player. It is like black and white. Last season he had a few rough patches, but this season it's just been poor, unfortunately. So it's nice to see people coming in, covering him. Nice young players that are hungry for it, pacey, bit like Doyle, bit like Martson. These are the players we need, And signings wise, right? I think a striker is 100% needed here. Vic, as good as a striker, as brilliant of a striker as he is, natively he's a left winger, right? He wants to be feeding people balls, right? He is not your finisher, right? You can see when he is one-on-one. He has a habit of fluffing it, right? That is my one criticism of him, right? We need a good finisher, bit like Godden, but Godden is getting on a bit now, and he is too injury prone, right? Vic needs to be feeding people, and Vic will score, right? But I also think he needs a bit of help. Nice to see Casey Palmer picking up a few goals Saturday. That free kick was incredible, by the way.
Oh, brilliant!
And if we can have a Cam that is also putting in some goals, that is really, really good, because that is one area where Callum O'Hare has been lacking. He's a great player, right? He draws players out and he makes space for Vic, but he's a bit weak in that final third, isn't he? So definitely getting a striker in is a massive signing. It is something we have to do, and also getting a midfielder in is also very, very good too, because how many times are we as fans going, Hamer's got to watch his yellow cards, Sheaf has to watch his yellow cards. We need a bit more depth, just so if they pick up these yellows and if they get match suspensions, that there's someone that can come in and take their spot, you know.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
Cantwell would be an incredible signing, but I have done a quick Google.
Oh, go on then.
And there's a 65% chance, well, rumored chance, that Rangers are going to sign him. That is what I'm hearing.
Well, that's a bigger draw then, isn't it? Bigger draw.
Yeah.
So let's go to Ken. Ken, you listening there? You know, we're talking about signings and things. These, you know, Windass, Patterson, 31 and 29. Do you think they're hungry enough?
I think so. I think definitely Patterson. I mean, Robbins has been after Patterson for a while, hasn't he? So that'd be fantastic. I think he's still got a good couple of years left in him, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be a fantastic signing if we can get that one over the line, which I think we will. And being a local lad as well, he'll be proud of, I'm sure, to play for Cov City because all his family support Cov as well. And he all scores against us, so that will save him scoring against us anymore. And Windass, he's another one which has been knocking the goals in. So I mean, I don't know much about him, but I have seen him a couple of times on the telly, and he looks a half decent player. But I certainly think we need another defender, another centre half to probably slot in there because we're a bit low. You know, if we get an injury, we've got Fads out at the minute as well, so we haven't got much cover in that department, have we? So we need another central defender, which I think Robbins is looking at the moment, and obviously possibly another midfielder. Depending on Kelly's fitness, you know, obviously Kelly's just come back from injury. We've got Palmer in there, which is not quite 100% fit yet. I don't think Palmer. Once he does get 100% fit, I'm sure it'll be fantastic. He has showed glimpses of that. So I mean, obviously we got O'Hare injured as well, so we'd probably need. So I'll say we need definitely one striker, one defender, and one midfielder minimum. You know, possibly, you know, another striker and another defender as well. And I think he'll probably bring in maybe 4 or 5 players, and that'll be a mixture of loans and maybe buying a couple, you know, depending on the prices.
Yeah. Okay, and so we've got to go some comments. Glenn's popped up. Good evening, Glenn. Hope you're feeling better, mate. Heard Sheffield Wednesday striker Josh Windass link along with Patterson, like we've all heard. That he reckons they'll be good recruits. Mick Davenport says, I could see us pushing for the playoffs if we get a good striker in. So another striker he's asking for. Good evening, Wayne. Where's your comment? There you go. Can us fans buy the 15% share of Sisu? I don't know how much they would want. If anyone can find out how much they want, we could see what we could do as a fans group. You never know.
Mike Ashley,
if anyone out there knows how much. Russ has just said a goalkeeper ?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you have to sign them more.
Absolutely.
And then we got official Flame Esports team. Do you throw the new lads in to start on Saturday? Yes, definitely. Russ, would you throw them in straight away?
Well, to me, it's a free hit, isn't it, on Saturday? Because you know, we're probably about 5-1 to win there, aren't we, on Saturday? So just blood them. Yeah, they've come from quality clubs, so that, you know, they're of a standard. They're, you know, no lose situation as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Brooks already played against Burnley twice, so he's and he played really well. If you look at the clips that he's played against them, he set up a goal, and he defended really well. So the clips that I've seen of that game, Jack, would you throw him straight in?
Absolutely, just any game time is a absolute positive because it gives them time to gel with the current squad, get a feel for how the club plays. Because yes, they will have been training, but they will have only been training for like a week maximum, right? So might as well chuck them in the deep end, see if they sink or float. That is my view.
I think so, and they would have been training anyway because
Mhm.
books come straight from
Yep.
Rotherham. That as they tweeted, we tweeted, and then Josh would be coming straight from Man City, so he would have been training with them anyway. So that's fine. Ken, would you throw them straight
Yeah.
in, mate?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. If they're good enough, they're old enough. You know, for my sake, I always said that if they're good enough, they're old, and they certainly look good enough. So I don't think age comes into it. You know, I think, as I say, they should be experienced enough to know what's going on, and it's nice to have some good young players. It would be a great experience for them as well, and they'll only get better. For it, so it'll be a great game for them to play in.
Brilliant. Yeah, definitely. I think they'll really enjoy it as well. Let's get some comments again. We've got Mick Davenport again. He's put up here. Will the not one penny more come back now? You never know. We'll have to wait and see. He also says he's hoping that Doug King is more transparent than Sisu. I think he's already proved that he's more transparent than Sisu, the way he's been out talking to fans and everything else. You didn't even get that when Sisu came in. No one came around, went to any games or anything. And Russ, you've seen that, haven't you, mate? You've seen him up there, and he, an under-21s game yesterday. So that takes a lot of bottle to go to an under-21s game on a cold, wet Monday night, doesn't it?
It goes all, yeah. It goes all. It does, yeah. It just shows you that, say, City made themselves virtually unapproachable, didn't they? So they were, hiding in the dark all the time and in the background. And this guy's obviously straight away. I was just so impressed that he was keen to, I just shouted him over and he came over and spoke and whatever. And he had about 5 minutes with us. And
fantastic.
As far as I was concerned, everything he said to me, and he said, "Look, we drive forward now. Let's hope it's going to be a success. I'm keen to push things on." So
it will be. It's going to be. I think Robbins is excited as well, but the way he was sounding on Saturday when he let it slip. Let's wait for the new owner to be revealed. So I think he already knew then, didn't he? Nation Radio, Tony. He's got question marks over Dabo, Kelly, and Godden. I think we all have, mate. Well, especially Dabo and Kelly. Dabo just doesn't look himself. It's something not quite right. I think what Russ said earlier, I think he said that he doesn't think he's been right since he did his hamstring, which I think it was his hamstring. No, groin, wasn't it? I think he has a
hamstring problem.
Yeah. What else we got here? Let's have a look at this one here. So we got Ryan Evans. Great news about King as our new owner. I think players who are free, I get Danny Rose, Danny Drinkwater, Patterson on loan. We only can do one more loan, has got 4 now. Yeah, that's true. We have got 4, so we can only get one more. But I think Danny Rose and Danny Drinkwater, like you said, Jack, I think, they ain't got the hunger, have they? Not got the hunger anymore. Have they, Russ? Do you think they've got the hunger anymore?
He must be one of the most massive disappointments in football ever, Danny Drinkwater, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's gone from such a height. He's club. The guy is well. I could see Patterson, obviously, because the interest been shown before.
I could see Patterson coming. I could see Patterson coming. There's just something about that. He wasn't in the team Sunday. Apparently, your lad messaged us, Russ, saying he weren't in the team. So
I think he's a fallout with the manager, isn't he, as well?
Yeah. So that's the time to grab him, isn't it? That's the time to grab him. What else we got here? We got what's Wayne put? Let's have a look what Wayne's got here. So Wayne has put plenty of players sunk against Wrexham. Yeah, there was quite a few, Wayne. You were sat behind me and you kept saying it. You did kept saying it. Mark Reed, he's put up here. Aaron Barton, Bristol Rovers, is a Robbins type of signing who would be a great fit. Is that the lad that's just left? I know there's a lad just left Bristol Rovers. Is that the one he's on about? I'm not too sure. Enlighten me on that one if you could, please, Mark. That'd be great. What we got here? We have got another comment. Loads of comments coming in. We've got David Granigan Jr. what you think we will be able to do with no centre-backs for Saturday. Maybe play Bidwell there and play a new signing as wing-backs. We'll come to you. Where's Ken? We'll come to you, Ken, on that comment.
Yeah.
Are you still there, mate? Good. Yeah. So we'll come to you on that comment,
here,
buddy.
yeah.
So with no centre back, would you stick with, say, Rose and Doyle and put Bidwell in there and then play your two new wing backs?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely. I would have no problem putting Bidwell in there for me because he did well every time he's played there. If he needs to do that, he might change his tactics. Yeah. We don't know what Robbins is going to do. But if he's going to play the normal way, then yeah, I ain't got no issue putting Bidwell in there at all because he looked quite comfortable in that position, didn't he, last time he played there? So I ain't got a problem with that at all. Be an interesting game on Saturday, very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And I don't think it will be, as daunting as people are making out it's going to be. I think we'll give them a good game. It was close the first game. They only won 1-0 down here. So, I think it will be... And they do concede goals, Burnley. They do score goals, but they do concede goals as well. So it'll be interesting to see.
And one final comment before we wrap it up for the night, because we're nearly at the end of the show, as it's been a special tonight. Last comment, I think this is a great one. Jamal Lowe on loan. Wow. Wow. That would be fantastic. What do you think, guys? Go to you, Russ.
Yeah, I think that would be the icing on the cake this week if that was announced. That could get we could push that on. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. So sign Patterson and then get Jamal Lowe on loan. Yeah.
Have a bit of depth up there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because Swansea sell Patterson cheap because his contract's up at the end of the season, so you get him for nothing, wouldn't you? Really, just to get him off, the books. So let him go. I think that's what happened to Jake Bidwell, wasn't it? I think last January, I think he was coming to the end of his contract, and they sort of mutual consent ended his contract, and we ended up signing him on a free. So that could really be a possibility. Jack, we'll come to you, Jamal Lowe.
Absolutely, yeah. A couple of years younger. So hopefully, if we get him on a permanent, because we do have to watch our loans, right? Get him on a permanent. Get a couple of seasons out of him, and that will be an incredible signing to have him up front with Big Vic.
Yeah, and Ken, come to you, Jamal Lowe.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, that sounds a good prospect. Yeah, and why not? Yeah, sounds a good player. And what I've seen of him, he's very good. He's the sort of player will be great for us. So that'd be a great signing.
I just think that these lads we've signed yesterday, today, they fit the mould, don't they? They fit our team. They fit the way we play. They're going to play the ball on the floor. They're going to run with it. They're going to pass it. They're going to play some nice football. They've got a bit of pace about themselves. And that's how we play, isn't it? We play, especially away, we play on the break, don't we? So we catch teams on the break, and having that width and that pace, that's going to really help, innit, Ken?
Yeah, definitely. Ken? I mean, Robbins knows the type of player we want. He'll do his homework, and he'll know the sort of player he's after. And he's got to be the right person to bring in. It's no good. And there might be loads of players out there that we all like, but they might not play the way we want to play them. So Robbins knows his players. So I'm sure he's got a list of players he wants to bring in.
Yeah. I've just had. I was going to cut it, but we've got loads more comments. I'm just going to quickly get through some of them before we wrap it up. David's come back and said any news on Fads will be back. Again, the lads said last week, I think they said it was going to be mid-February, didn't they, Ken? Did Callum Doyle and Bidwell say mid-February, end of February, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, middle to end of February, I'm afraid, yeah. So we might have a few more weeks waiting for Fads.
Yeah, so we might sign a centre-back in the next couple of days. Andy Robinson's come on and says Lowe's going to Middlesbrough's heard. Okay, that'd be all right. Don't matter anyway. We get Campbell instead.
Oh, the
Stephen,
last game of
Stephen
the season,
Zoe.
that is.
Yeah, I know, last game. Well, if it's going ahead, because it's the King's coronation, isn't it? Stephen Zobel.
Oh, cool.
Have we heard if Fisher has been sacked or he's resigned? Stephen Zoe, he's resigned. So he was sort of, I think he was pushed a little bit. Mick Davenport just says, "Have we heard Fisher's gone?" Yeah, we had, mate. That was hours ago. That's chip paper news, mate. Amy Yates says, "Hello, Jack."
You're right, Amy.
Nick again. He has resigned as chairman and director. Yeah, we know. And what's that? That's not good news. Definitely need a centre back ASAP. Oh, that was for the comment about McFadzean. Yeah, we do need. Well, yeah, we do need a centre back, but I'm sure we can trust in Robbins, and we'll just wait and see over the next couple of days. But there's something in the water. So I think we're going to sign another player tomorrow and another player on Thursday. It's just something about this week. It's just not going to stop with the good news. All I want to, do you know what I really want now though, is that Doug King sorts it out with Hummel, because it's our anniversary this year, 140 years old. I was so looking forward to the Hummel kit for our anniversary next season, because it's bound to be a real nice one. So let's hope Doug King can sort it out with Hummel, because it would be such a shame if we have a template kit for our 140th anniversary. That would be just dreadful. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Now, listen, we're coming to the end of the show. It has been a special edition tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. I just want to say a big thank you to Russ Watkin. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Jack Thomas as well. Thanks for coming on, mate. Absolutely superb. Your debut. How was it? How was it?
It was a bit nerve-wracking, but I definitely enjoyed it. You know, it was nice to have a chat. Huh? Oh yeah, no.
I'm disappointed you haven't got. I'm disappointed you haven't got Doug King on the green screen behind me, man. You should have done it.
Could have put up anything. Next time.
Just nothing rude.
I can't promise that, Miles.
And I just want. Oh, Victoria's come back. Victoria, where you gone? Where you gone? Here she is. Victoria's back. Hi, Vic.
Hiya. I didn't think you'd still be going on.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I haven't had this all. I've been in the kitchen cooking.
Oh, okay. Listen, we're just coming to the end of the show. Thanks for coming on tonight. It's been a pleasure having you on earlier on, and we've got a special show on Thursday night preview with Burnley fans. We've got 3 Burnley fans coming on. It would be myself hosting if Mark's not back from London in time. And I think Ken is coming on. I think Vic could be on as well. And then we've got the 3 Burnley lads coming on. So it should be a good show. Also, don't forget, I'll be live outside Burnley's ground and inside Burnley's ground on Saturday. I'm so looking forward to this now. I can't wait. Just 2 more signings, please, this week. 2 more. So, yeah, thanks for coming on, Vic. Absolutely superb. You enjoyed it?
Good stuff.
Good. And Ken, driving up the M40 in his Jaguar I-Pace.
Yes, thank you very much. Enjoyed it, mate. Yeah, it was good.
Good. And listen, everyone who has been watching tonight, the comments have been fantastic again. The channel is growing so fast. It's unbelievable. You've all been fantastic supporting us. I can't read that. What's that say? Tyler?
Goalkeeper Keane Tyler.
Oh, yeah. He could come in. Yeah, he could come in. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I just want to say, we all want to say from Sky Blue Fans TV, a big, massive thank you to everyone that's been following us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And viewings are going up every single episode now, which is just from our hearts. Thank you so much, because we do put a lot of effort into this, and we absolutely love talking to you all. It's great fun. And, just keep following us and keep sharing us and tell everyone. Let's get up to 4,000 followers on Twitter. We're at just over 3,000, so let's get up to 4,000. But thank you so much from all of us at Sky Blue Fans TV. We'll see you Thursday night, 7:30. And don't forget, Saturday outside the ground at Burnley. I hope it's not raining. Oh, it's going to be cold if it's raining. From outside Burnley's ground and inside.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it might snow. No, my luck. But thanks a lot, guys. Thanks to all my guests coming on tonight. That was Jack, Russ, Ken, and Victoria. We did have Dave on for a little bit, but his internet was playing up. So we'll get Dave on again another time. But thanks again, everyone.
Miles.
He's got wind-up internet, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But thanks again, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe Sky Blue Fans TV on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'll see you Thursday night, and we'll see you Saturday. Take care. Enjoy. Everyone have a beer tonight. Go and celebrate. Play up Sky Blues.
Let's cover it.